I'm your teacher Rochelle, and today we're going to discuss about physical and chemical change. For the objective for this week, describe physical and chemical change. Identify the characteristic of physical and chemical change. Differentiate physical change from chemical change. Chemical and physical change are all around us. Chemical and physical changes take place around you all the time. When you make cereal for breakfast, combining the milk and the cereal is a physical change. But when you eat the cereal, a chemical change happens during the digestion. Physical change happens when the materials change in shape or size, but the substances or particles making up the materials are still the same. These changes are directly observed, like when you cut or slice an apple. There are changes in shape and size of an apple, but the material is still the same. Physical changes come in many forms. It can be change in the shape or appearance of an object, like crumpling a piece of paper or cutting, bending, or dissolving something. Physical changes are changes in appearance only. A new substance is not created. For example, take this stack of paper and weighting it into smaller pieces or crumple it. It is an example of physical change. It still has the same property as the original paper. Another example. Cutting someone's hair is a physical change because the hair has the same properties as the original hair. When ice goes to solid, liquid, then a gas, and back, it is an example of physical change. Most mixtures are physical change, like mixing salt and water, because you can separate it later. Let us examine what changes happened to the banana. Does it change in color? Does it change in shape? Does it change in new things? What do you call these changes? Give an example of these changes. Here are an example of physical change. Breaking glass, mixing candies, shredding paper, folding paper, melting ice, chopping wood, cutting hair, dry ice sublimation, boiling water, and breaking egg. In physical changes, it do not form a new substances. It may change in size and shape of an object. It may change in state of matter and can often be undone. Now let's talk about chemical change. Chemical change, on the other hand, creates a new substance. It involves breaking or making new chemical bonds between the atoms. Chemical change leave behind clues or indicators of a chemical change. Here are 5 indicators of chemical change. First, if you see burning or fire, it is a chemical change. When you cook or bake, you produce a new product. A temperature change without heating or cooling is a chemical change. An explosion is a chemical change. They are also pretty cool.
A change in color is a chemical change. A change in odor is a chemical change. And anytime you have bubbles or fizzing, you have a chemical change.
If you observe that apple changes from whitish to brownish color, then it undergoes chemical change. The oxygen which is introduced in the surface of the apple releases the free radicals in an oxidation process. This turns apple into brown color. The material undergoes chemical change. There are substances in an apple that combines with oxygen and cause the browning of apple. Here an example of chemical change. Remember, in a chemical change, one or more substances form a new substance, like burning wood, rotting fruit, baking a cake, rusting metal, using a battery, digestion, souring milk, exploding fireworks, cooking an egg, and photosynthesis. In a chemical change, on the other hand, it always forms a new substance. It may absorb or release heat, may change in color, odor, create sounds, release gas, or produce light. Usually, it cannot be undone. There are two types of changes in matter: physical change and chemical change. Physical change affects the physical properties of the substance, and chemical change affects its chemical properties. Many physical changes are reversible, such as heating and cooling, whereas chemical changes are often irreversible.